Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Platinum Collection of February 2024 to help you in picking your 7 games. By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Cookie Cutter, a remarkable addition to the Metroidvania genre, offering a hyper-violent revenge story that stands out in the gaming scene. This 2D action game takes you on a relentless journey as the cyborg Cherry on a quest to rescue her kidnapped creator. What sets Cookie Cutter apart is its brutally cathartic combat system. Despite occasional confusion due to hidden enemies on the 2D plane, the combat is a bombastic ballet of boots, blades, and body parts. Cherry's diverse set of attacks, traversal moves, and void powers create a smooth and satisfying experience, allowing you to dispatch bionic foes with style. While the game doesn't break the Metroidvania mold, it impressively executes the genre's standard structure. The themed biomes, teleporters, and side objectives seamlessly blend with the overall narrative, creating a cohesive and engaging experience. The hand-drawn art and fluid animations contribute to the game's polished appearance, making it feel more expansive than it probably is. However, one notable drawback is the peculiar energy management system. Cherry's reliance on energy for special abilities and self-repair can lead to pace-killing moments, requiring players to backtrack and find enemies for replenishment. This aspect, coupled with occasional messy combat, stands out as a minor flaw in an otherwise outstanding game. Cookie Cutter, with its cathartic combat, satisfying movement, great progression, and impressive visuals, shines as one of the best Metroidvania games available. Despite a few hiccups, it is a must-play for fans of the genre, who will undoubtedly find themselves glued to the screen, immersed in Cherry's violent odyssey. At number 2 we have Ziggurat 2, an FPS title that thrusts you into the heart of magical chaos in its randomly generated dungeons. This roguelike adventure, where your first demise, courtesy of irate sentient carrots, foreshadows the relentless and fast-paced combat that defines the game. As you navigate through hordes of enemies, the title subscribes to the classic shooter mantra, constant movement is your lifeline. The game's diverse magical arsenal, featuring staffs, tomes, and dwarven blunderbuss, sets it apart in the FPS genre. Ziggurat 2 builds on the shattered remnants of a magical prison, the Ziggurat, where aspiring mages embark on randomly generated dungeon crawls to restore order in a world plagued by unleashed monsters. While the gameplay adheres to the roguelike structure of random levels and adaptive exploration, the variety of wizardry weapons keeps the experience engaging. The narrative, though not a standout feature, weaves the tale of mages seeking to rebuild the shattered Ziggurat. The inclusion of different mages with unique abilities adds strategic depth, complemented by a progression system that rewards you with permanent perks and new weapons. Ziggurat 2's charm lies in its unpredictability, pushing you to explore dungeons, face challenging bosses, and adapt to the ever-changing landscape. Despite the potential monotony and extended sessions, the game introduces daily challenges and diverse characters to maintain freshness. In the realm of roguelike FPS experiences, Ziggurat 2 emerges as a captivating and magical adventure that demands constant adaptation and strategy, making it a compelling choice for fans of the genre. At number 3 we have Summum Aeterna, a game that intricately blends roguelike randomness with Metroidvania level design, presenting a challenging amalgamation that may prove too daunting for your average Metroidvania enthusiast. Playing as the King of Darkness, reminiscent of Dracula, your objective in Summum Aeterna is to conquer diverse worlds, utilizing immortality and a varied arsenal to vanquish all who stand in your way. With a plot that takes a backseat to intense difficulty, the game oscillates between brilliance and frustration in its mechanics and design. Drawing inspiration from the Castlevania series, Summum Aeterna offers a familiar yet challenging gameplay experience, combining platforming and combat across expansive levels. While the art adopts an underutilized hand-drawn aesthetic with anime influences, the controls, particularly in jumping, can feel somewhat slippery, affecting the overall pacing of map navigation. Summum Aeterna employs roguelike features significantly, featuring procedurally generated levels with various upgrades and new weapons scattered throughout. The game lacks a cohesive narrative, as the King of Darkness journeys through worlds without a clear purpose. Weapon mechanics are satisfying, allowing upgrades and augmentations, yet the lack of clear explanations for buffs and debuffs can be confusing. The seed system, offering customized level experiences, adds an interesting layer to the roguelike aspect. However, the clash between Metroidvania's learning curve and roguelike randomness poses a challenge. The game's inherent difficulty, swift enemy encounters, and limited time for preparation contribute to a sense of slipperiness in gameplay. Despite these challenges, Summum Aeterna's charm persists, offering a unique experience that may resonate more with players adept at overcoming its complex design. And number 4 we have The Crackpet Show, a riotously entertaining roguelike bullet hell game that throws you into a grotesquely fun competitive game show featuring mutated animals. If you recall the trend of cute creatures engaging in twisted activities from the 2000s and early 2010s, akin to Invader Zim and Happy Tree Friends, the Crackpet Show would undoubtedly have thrived in that era. Navigating through randomly generated levels, the game allows you to choose from an array of animal warriors, like bunnies, sharks, and pandas, each of distinct classes: assault, engineer, medic, or tank. The straightforward gameplay intensifies as you progress, unlocking new weapons, items, and special perks. The perks, which can turn the floor into lava, or make you drop a bomb upon taking damage, add layers of chaos and strategy. The solo death matches provide a challenging experience, but if you prefer a more chaotic and competitive environment, the co-op mode accommodates up to 4 players. The multiplayer dynamic is unfettered, allowing you to steal perks or team up to dominate the arena. The Crackpet Show's charm lies in its chaos, gore, and a plethora of weapons, items, and perks that keep each run fresh. The co-op mode enhances the overall enjoyment, making it twice as fun when playing with friends. Whether you revel in bullet madness or seek a nostalgic trip to the Happy Tree Friends era, the Crackpet Show promises a wild and wacky experience with these mutated creatures. And number 5 we have Star Renegades, a tactical RPG roguelike that's a delightful amalgamation of various gaming genres. The game has elements that can remind you of several popular titles, but it manages to create a unique experience of its own. It's like a crossover of different game universes all rolled into one. The core gameplay revolves around a roguelike structure, akin to FTL, where you navigate through nodes representing combat encounters across 3 planets and a mothership. When your squad gets defeated, you restart, and a new timeline begins, emphasizing the roguelike aspect. The game encourages you to fail early on, as each run lets you unlock new abilities and characters for future attempts. The combat system in Star Renegades is where the game truly shines. It adopts a turn-based strategy format, where every turn plays out along a 60-second timeline. This timeline mechanic adds a layer of strategy to battles, with critical hits and pushback effects, making it crucial to land attacks before your foes. The game is all about managing big hits and speedy strikes on this timeline, introducing a tactical depth that keeps you engaged. Despite the game's compelling combat system, it falls short in the user interface department, making crucial information hard to decipher amidst the visual effects and icons. However, if you can navigate these rough edges, there's much to appreciate, especially the unique timeline-based combat. Star Renegades is an amalgamation of ideas from various games and genres, making it a mixed bag of experiences. If you can tolerate the occasional jarring shifts between these gaming elements, you'll find a game with intriguing combat mechanics that sets it apart. It's not perfect, but it's a unique and enjoyable experience for those willing to explore its multiverse of ideas. And number 6 we have Diluvian Ultra, a game that delivers a fast-paced, colorful, and violent first-person shooter experience reminiscent of iconic titles like Quake and Doom. Playing as Attila, an immortal skeleton prince leading a race of bug-like creatures, you embark on a journey through vibrant landscapes filled with gory and nightmarish creatures. The game's 3D 8-bit aesthetic, unique art style, and retro-style dark synth soundtrack contribute to its distinctiveness. While the save system prevents respawn enemies after death, a catch exists if you fail to save before dying, requiring a restart from the beginning. The narrative, though intriguing, suffers from rapid text pace, with conversations accessible in the menu. Diluvian Ultra's well-designed levels offer exploration opportunities, though a lack of a guiding map can lead to confusion. Bugs, like getting stuck between structures, do exist, and finding the blood sword becomes crucial for accessing new areas. The combat system introduces a blend of swordplay and gunfights, with the sword's blood-consuming mechanic for upgrades. However, the armor system, limiting defense to the current health level, poses challenges in progressing while near death. Controlling Attila with a keyboard and mouse may be initially challenging, especially for controller enthusiasts, but aiming with the mouse enhances precision. The first chapter boasts 10 levels, a main hub, 6 weapons, and 13 enemy types. Diluvian Ultra, despite its bugs and issues, stands out as an enjoyable first-person shooter for fans of keyboard-controlled FPS games. While improvements are desired, the unique aesthetic and promising content make it worth checking out for those who appreciate titles like Quake and Proteus. And number 7 we have Aeterna Noctis, a Metroidvania-style platformer with a sprawling and varied world, challenging platforming challenges, and beautiful art direction. In Aeterna Noctis, you play as the King of Darkness, who has lost most of his power and memories after his defeat to the Queen of Light. Your objective is to recover the 7 fragments of the Shrine of the Kings, to help the king regain his abilities and ascend to the heavens once again. While the game does not focus on the plot, the various side quests that you undertake have separate plot threads attached to them. The game is challenging, and it throws tricky pixel-perfect platforming challenges with few checkpoints early on, which increases in complexity as you unlock new abilities. The boss fights are also tough, and they tend to have the Dark Souls quality of feeling insurmountable until you learn their attack patterns. The experience system is not very user-friendly, as you don't keep any experience you lose while in a soulless state. However, the game provides multiple options to improve your chances in combat, including upgradable perks, equipable gems, and new abilities that you unlock throughout the game. The game takes steps to provide a sense of guidance to the player, without compromising the thrill of exploration. While side quest locations don't show up on your map, the general location of the next shrine fragment does. However, the game is less accommodating about making it clear if you have the right ability to proceed and whether you have missed something important. Overall, Aeterna Noctis is a beautiful and challenging game that is perfect for fans of games like Hollow Knight and the 2D Castlevania entries. At number 8 we have Final Vendetta, a game that successfully channels the energy of 90s beat-em-ups, delivering a compelling experience that echoes classics like Streets of Rage. As you dive into the pixelated world, the game captures the essence of old-school brawlers, inviting you to pick from 3 distinct warriors and unleash chaos on the streets. Control in Final Vendetta feels authentic, drawing inspiration from iconic titles like Final Fight and Streets of Rage. The game provides a straightforward combat system with a single attack button, jump, dash, and block, accompanied by a special move unique to each character. While the arsenal might seem limited, mastering these moves is crucial in tackling the game's relentless difficulty. The beat-em-up formula includes familiar elements like finding food for health boosts and discovering hidden items for score increments. Weapons add variety but are fleeting, reflecting the genre's tradition. Bosses bring an extra layer of challenge, each requiring unique strategies to conquer. Visually, Final Vendetta excels with meticulous attention to detail in character models and creative animations. The 90s-inspired soundtrack complements the high-energy gameplay, enhancing every moment. While the game excels in delivering a nostalgic beat-em-up experience, it leans heavily on the 90s formula, occasionally feeling rigid. Limited continues and a relatively short duration may lead to frustration, although the inclusion of survival and boss rush modes adds replayability. Final Vendetta emerges as a successful homage to 90s beat-em-ups, celebrating the genre's essence with faithful gameplay and a vibrant atmosphere. While it might lack groundbreaking innovations, fans seeking an authentic local beat-em-up experience will find Final Vendetta to be a blast, capturing the spirit of classic titles. At number 9 we have Retro Machina, a captivating isometric puzzle platformer that introduces you to a beautifully detailed dystopian world. As you embark on a journey controlling a nameless robot with a malfunction, your core task is to locate a machine that can repair your circuitry. The game's stunning visual aesthetic, inspired by a gentle pastel color scheme and reminiscent of classic sci-fi, turns the dystopian landscape into a hauntingly beautiful experience. The attention to detail is evident in the rundown streets, dilapidated buildings, and captivating interiors, showcasing the developer's dedication throughout the game's development. The gameplay offers a mix of exploration, puzzle solving, and hack-and-slash combat. Navigating through the expansive city via tramcars, solving puzzles, and collecting upgrades are crucial for survival. The ability to hack other machines, controlling them to solve puzzles, or using them in combat adds a layer of complexity and satisfaction. Retro Machina's lore unfolds through hidden messages, providing insights into the fall of humanity and the rise of machines. The absence of spoken dialogue doesn't diminish the game's depth, allowing you to piece together the narrative by exploring and reading. While the game poses challenges, particularly in exploration and puzzle solving, it remains thoroughly enjoyable. The intricate upgrades, a variety of attacks, and the option to customize a character contribute to the engaging gameplay. The lack of time pressure and a relaxing pace make Retro Machina a game meant to be savored and experienced, inviting you to immerse yourself in its retro-inspired world. The game reflects the passion and effort invested by the Orbit Studio team, making it a worthwhile and enjoyable experience for fans of isometric puzzle platformers. At number 10 we have ScourgeBringer, a fast-paced free-roaming roguelike platformer. Set in another post-apocalyptic world where a mysterious entity wreaked havoc on all of humanity, you play as Kyra, the deadliest warrior of your clan. You explore the unknown and slash your way through ancient machines guarding the seal of your past and maybe save humanity from destruction. You'll be exploring 5 different areas to destroy the judges in each level. To get to them, you'll need to defeat mid-boss guardians scattered across the various rooms. Each biome is full of a variety of challenge rooms that are procedurally generated with enemies packed in them. You have a sword and your trusty drone that acts as a secondary arm. Like most roguelikes, ScourgeBringer is a difficult game, made more difficult as you cannot defend yourself, besides deflecting bullets, and even this depends on your build. You'll need to dodge a lot, much like a bullet hell shooter. You have unlimited dash attacks that can be chained with your sword attack, alternating with your secondary arm. You'll die a lot, but most runs will feel fair, and it will most likely be a skill problem as opposed to the controls or mechanics. If it gets too hard for you, causing you to want to smash your screen, you can turn on slower bullet speed or invulnerability. When you die, you'll be taken to the Chiming Tree, where you can rest and talk to NPCs, check info on enemies, obtain memory logs, and upgrade yourself with Judge Blood, the currency of the game for permanent upgrades, while regular blood is the currency for each run. This game is an addictive roguelike with some brilliant swordplay, gorgeous pixel art, and great progression system. Just be prepared to get your arse handed to you before you get good. Even then, you'll most likely get it handed to you anyway. And that's all for this bundle. Just putting it out there that it feels a bit funny to see Man-Eater available in a bundle by Humble and also Fanatical, merely 24 hours from each other. Is it Shark Week or something? Games that stood out to me are definitely Ziggurat 2, Summum Aeterna, Star Renegades, Diluvian Ultra, and Final Vendetta. It's also funny how by the time this video is out, Ziggurat 2 might already be sold out. I mean, try Primitive Builder simply disappeared less than 24 hours since the bundle released. Hopefully they restock on those keys soon, although probably Tribe is gone for good. In any case, kindly show support by liking and subscribing to the channel, and look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.